Buried in the feed. Chapter 1. The Sunday Dinner. The humid Kingston air hung heavy with the scent of pimento-rubbed chicken and fried plantain. In the small, impeccably kept veranda of the Scotts' home in Cherry Gardens, the atmosphere was thick with more than just heat. Beatrice Scott sat rigidly in her wicker chair, her eyes tracking every movement of the man sitting across from her. Her daughter, Toya, a radiant presence with over 2 million followers on Instagram, was glowing. She held the hand of Corporal Ricardo Knight, a man whose crisp white linen shirt couldn't quite hide the sharp, predatory edges of his personality.
Mama, Ricardo is different.
Toya beamed, her voice a melodic lilt.
He's a protector. You always say I need someone to look out for me in this industry.
Ricardo smiled, a practiced, toothy grin that didn't reach his eyes.
I just want to ensure Toya's safety, Mrs. Scott. The internet can be a dark place for a woman as beautiful as her.
Beatrice's hand trembled as she lifted her glass of sorrel. She looked at Toya. Truly looked at her. To the world, Toya was the island queen, a lifestyle influencer living a dream. To Beatrice, Toya looked exactly as she had a decade ago. Vibrant, ethereal, and somehow thin at the edges.
Safety is a funny thing, detective.
Beatrice said, her voice dropping into a low, gravelly patois.
Some man protect you from the world, only so them can hurt you behind closed door. And Taya, you know say you shouldn't be here with him.
Toya's laugh was like wind chimes, but it lacked a certain resonance.
Mama, stop it. You're embarrassing me. We have news. Ricardo and I were expecting.
The silence that followed was deafening. Ricardo's grip on Toya's hand tightened, not in affection, but in a possessive clench.
Expecting?
Beatrice whispered, her face turning a ghostly shade of gray.
Taya, that's impossible. You know that's impossible.
Nothing is impossible for us, Mrs. Scott.
Ricardo said smoothly, though his eyes darted nervously around the room, as if he felt a sudden chill in the 90-degree heat. As the sun dipped behind the blue mountains, Beatrice watched them leave. She didn't wave. She just watched her daughter walk toward Ricardo's tinted SUV, noticing for the 100th time that Toya's feet didn't seem to crush the grass beneath them. Chapter 2. The Weight of Silence. The honeymoon phase ended in a dark high-rise apartment in New Kingston. Ricardo Knight was a man built on control. He controlled the streets, he controlled his precinct, and he sought to control the woman he thought was his. But Toya was elusive. She would stare out the window for hours, her skin shimmering under the moonlight in a way that defied biology. The pregnancy, she claimed, was moving fast.
We are talked upon the phone.
Ricardo barked one Tuesday night, 2 weeks after the dinner.
Just my followers, Ricardo. They love the new content,
she replied, her voice sounding like it was coming from the bottom of a well.
You are always away.
He spat, lunging forward. He grabbed her by the throat, expecting resistance, but his hand felt like it was closing around cold mist. Panic, fueled by weeks of suspicion and a streak of undiagnosed sociopathy, took over. In his mind, she was cheating. In his mind, she was mocking him. He grabbed a heavy bronze award from the mantelpiece, a Policeman of the Year trophy, and swung. The impact didn't sound like bone-breaking. It sounded like a hollow echo. She didn't bleed red. A dark, viscous fluid pooled on the floor, smelling of old earth and stagnant water. Ricardo panicked. A dead influencer meant the end of his career. He acted with the cold efficiency of a seasoned investigator. He grabbed a thick Persian-style carpet from the hallway, rolled her body inside, and tied the ends with industrial zip ties. At 3 a.m., he flagged down a private waste management truck he knew was manned by a friend who owed him a favor.
Get rid of it!
Ricardo ordered, tossing a stack of Jamaican dollars into the cab.
Deep in the landfill. No question.
He watched the hydraulic press of the garbage truck cycle. Crunch. He felt a wave of relief. She was gone.
Chapter 3. 2 weeks of ghosts. For 14 days, Toya's Instagram went dark. No morning matcha posts. No Island Glow skincare routines. Beatrice Scott didn't wait for a third week. She walked into the Halfway Tree police station and demanded to speak to the superintendent.
My daughter is missing.
She told Inspector Barrett, a sharp-eyed woman who knew Ricardo Knight well.
And that man you have walking here, he'll kill her.
Mrs. Scott, Ricardo is one of our best. He says she went on a digital detox retreat in Panama.
Barrett replied, though she felt a knot of unease.
Digital detox?
Beatrice scoffed.
Inspector, listen to me. I haven't heard her voice in my head for 2 weeks. When a mother stopped feeling her pitney, something wrong.
Barrett authorized a search of Ricardo's apartment. They found nothing at first. The place was bleached within an inch of its life, but forensic kits don't lie. Under the UV light, the floorboard screamed. There was a massive void where a carpet used to be, and traces of a biological substance that the lab couldn't immediately identify. Then they found the phone. Toya's phone was tucked behind the drywall in the laundry room. The last recording was a voice memo.
Ricardo is hurting me. He doesn't understand that I'm already gone.
Ricardo Knight was arrested at his desk. He went quietly, a smug smile on his face.
You will never find a body.
He whispered to Barrett.
Because there's nobody to find.
Chapter 4. The Trial of the Century. The Kingston Supreme Court was stifling. The overhead fans did little more than move the heavy, humid air around the gallery. Ricardo Knight sat in the dock, his shoulders slumped, looking like a man haunted by a shadow only he could see. The prosecution's case was built on circumstantial evidence and the no-body doctrine. They had the carpet fibers found in the garbage truck. They had the blood, which the lab was still struggling to sequence. They had the witness testimony of the truck driver who cracked under pressure.
We did see him,
The driver sobbed in court.
Officer Knight. He put the carpet in the compactor. It did heavy, like it had a person inside.
Ricardo's defense was simple. Toya ran away. He claimed the blood was spilled wine and the carpet was ruined by a leak. The jury didn't buy it. The image of the powerful cop disposing of the beautiful influencer was too strong. The pregnancy was used as a motive, a man who didn't want to be tied down. Beatrice Scott sat in the back row, clad in black. She didn't cheer. She just stared at Ricardo with a look of profound pity. Prosecutor Lisa Wint adjusted her spectacles, her voice cutting through the murmurs like a blade. "Call Beatrice Scott to the stand." Beatrice walked with a heavy, rhythmic gait. She didn't look at Ricardo. She looked at the empty space beside the court stenographer, her eyes tracking something invisible. "Mrs. Scott," Wint began softly, "you told the police that Toya was different the last time you saw her. You said you knew she was in danger. How could you be so certain?" Beatrice sat perfectly still. She didn't look like a woman who had lost a daughter. She looked like a woman who was keeping a secret that was eating her from the inside out. She glanced at the empty chair beside the defense table, where a faint, shimmering distortion in the air suggested a presence only she fully recognized.
I knew.
Beatrice said, her voice a low, rhythmic rasp.
Because a mother always knew when our pitney going through something. Taya, she did just change.
Change how? Wint pressed.
She become like a shadow in the house.
Beatrice whispered.
Then she tell me she was terrified of Ricardo. She said he was possessive. She felt trapped. Trapped by his greed and trapped by mine.
The courtroom stirred. Ricardo leaned forward, his knuckles white.
A lie she a tell.
He hissed.
She love being with me. I love her. We were having a baby.
Beatrice turned her cold, sunken eyes toward him.
I see her fade every year. I see her skin get pale like flour. I was the one who buy the makeup to cover the dark circle. I was the one who filmed the videos so nobody see she don't cast no shadow so she couldn't remain famous.
Your Honor, the defense attorney jumped up. The witness is creating a false story. This is madness. Toya Scott has 2 million followers who have seen the love between her and my client. She was happy with my client and pregnant,
Ricardo Knight,
the judge declared.
you have used your knowledge of the law to subvert it. For the murder of Toya Scott and the indignity offered to her remains by preventing a legal burial, I sentence you to life in prison.